Habitual drunkard, someone who uses toxic substances such as alcohol, drugs on a daily basis. Basically, it becomes like a habit. While this can undermine your immigration petition, this video, we are going to lay the foundation for good moral and character. And later on, we will talk about the requirements, okay, for naturalization. As far as the checklist is concerned, please stay until the end at least so you can get something out of it. We're going to try to help somebody because across my table, we came around those two type of cases, different but the same issue, good moral and character. Bijoux Ngwanda here, immigration lawyer in the DC metropolitan area. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you're not new, welcome back. Thank you for subscribing. And please do not forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. If you enjoy the content, you go ahead and share, like, and don't forget to comment below. Also follow me on all platforms. We have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook page, and Facebook group. Let's get right into the topic of good moral and character. We know with immigration petitions, right? Pretty much most of them, when it comes to asylum, they look into negative factors to determine whether a favorable discretion is warranted in your case. Negative factors. If a person is an habitual drunkard, then this will affect his petition for asylum. If the person is an habitual drunkard, it's going to undermine his petition for a green card, habitual drunkard. If a person is an habitual drunkard, it's going to undermine his petition for naturalization. That's when they talk about good moral and character preceding the 5 years prior to applying N-400 application for naturalization. So, but the question is, will the officer really just stop at the 5 years prior to you applying for naturalization? No, they are not required to just stay with the 5 years prior. They can go back in time and look at what you've done to improve if you were an habitual drunkard or if you are now. So, and when it comes to cancellation of removal, the same question of good moral and character come into play. So, habitual drunkard, if it's you or somebody that you know, we're going to try to clarify that, okay? So, good moral and character. If you have to apply for a petition, for the purpose of this video, we're limiting those petitions only with 4 petitions, right? Naturalization, green card, asylum, cancellation of removal. Good moral and character play a huge role, especially for naturalization, okay? So, if someone is an habitual drunkard, the first thing they have to do is go into rehab so you can prove to the USCIS officer that you used to be an habitual drunkard or you are now an habitual drunkard, but you're trying to get help, okay? So then when you apply later on, after you have done the rehab, after you've improved and after you've gone better, so you can prove that those are the measures you took in order to change that toxic behavior. And now you're a person of good moral and character. So we have a case where this client of mine is actually in rehab while in Hawaii. What a better place to go to rehab, right? So in Hawaii, so they can change their habits, right? They can change their mindset towards toxicity, like things that are toxic, okay? So as far as drinking is concerned, because his major problem is alcohol, and when he gets into that habit of being an habitual drunkard, he actually gets into a lot of troubles because he then go around assaulting people, committing battery, and a lot of things, you know, because if you lose control of your temper, things can happen. So that's why we want to advise really on those type of behavior. It can damage your either your green card application, your naturalization application, cancellation for removal application, or asylum application. This can undermine it, okay? Rehab is one of the solutions. Therapy is one of the solutions. So those are the proof you will bring after you've done it and you became better. You bring it so we can file the petition. Otherwise, it's just going to get denied. Like in my case, really, they came after a denial. So I told them, well, we're not going to apply right away because you have to get better, right? He's in rehab. Once he get better and we see the progress, then we are going to apply for naturalization, because good moral and character matters when it comes to those type of applications. Asylum, if you don't have good moral and character and you meet the requirement for asylum, while the judge or the officer will exercise discretion, right? And that discretion is not going to be favorable on your behalf. So you have to show that improvement. You have to show that you have changed. You have to show that you have good moral and character, right? Improvement, that you have changed. If it's a crime, then whether the crime has been expunged, or the record has been expunged, or the convictions have been vacated, then you can show proof of that too, right? Then we can make an argument for you. So good moral and character, that's a main thing. Then we go to the second topic about, checklist for naturalization. I just want to talk about one thing. When it comes to naturalization, especially for people who are applying under marriage, right? The main thing is that the marriage has to be valid, right? At the time you are getting your interview, you still have to be married to the person, because you're getting this naturalization based on marrying a U.S. citizen, which the requirement is only 3 years. So when you go to the interview, you have to still be married. And there's a checklist of things that you have to bring really to prove your case. One of them is taxes, right? That you have filed tax for the past 3 years. Well, you better file those taxes jointly. Guess what? Why? Because the reason why I want you to file those taxes jointly is because that's another way to prove good faith marriage. Because, the moment you're filing separately, married but filing separately, and then go to that interview, then your own case raises suspicion. Like, now the question becomes, is this person marriage valid, right? Why they're not commingling assets? Why they have separate bank accounts? Why their statements separate? And why they're filing tax separately? It's just like a lot of questions that you have to be able to answer. Otherwise, it's just going to get denied, right? So the advice is just file jointly to avoid that, okay? So this is it for today. Lovely Sunday, my friend. We are going to make sure that you have good moral and character so that you can get your petition granted. Until next time, bye-bye.